was a big van thing full of just different stuff that people thought we might want. So it was like baby wipes and cards and like anything that you could think of, toothbrushes and everything. And these things showed up and they were just sitting there. They didn't know what to do with them. So they just dropped them and they opened them up and just said, go find what you want. So we're like jumping in there, we're climbing through, getting all kinds of stuff that way. Yeah. That was pretty awesome. But yeah, your families would send you packages and you get to call once in a while.
Alright. So when you were coming home, what happened when you got called back? Like, where were you?
When I got called back?
Called back, like, to come home.
Oh, I was really happy.
Yeah.
We got on the plane, loaded up our gear. It takes a while to actually make it home. Yeah. Because I was in Diwania, but when I got, when we were done doing what I was doing, and you had to go back down to Kuwait. Wait there for another month probably, and then you can get on a plane and go home, and that was awesome. Yeah. We stopped off in Ireland on the way home, and got a few beers in the airport. It was awesome.
Yeah.
2 beer limit, but I had 5.
I know.
Tell that to Congress.
So when you were coming back, when you got back, was it kind of tough to adjust?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I'm still adjusting. I picked up a lot of, I guess, habits you might say. If I hear cars backfire or something that sounds like a gunshot, really. Yeah. I don't necessarily jump, but I notice it more than I would have. Yeah. Crowds get to me.
Yeah.
So too many people in one spot, I feel like I have to push people away and protect myself a little bit. But initially, it was more difficult though. I come back and it's just like all the people you were growing up with talking to you, and they all want a piece of you. You're just home from the war, so they want to talk to you and tell you about what they've been up to and stuff. But when I got back, I just kind of want to be left alone and just kind of ease back into it. Yeah, that's about it.
Alright, so, anything else you'd like to share?
I think Johan mentioned that you had gotten a ribbon for something, and
a combat action ribbon?
Yeah, and then like a medal or something?
Yeah. Well, they give medals out for lots of different stuff. Like there's some really good personal awards you can get, like the Navy Cross or the Medal of Honor kind of stuff. I didn't get into that kind of stuff. Most of my stuff was just kind of stuff that you just got for being there. I got a Good Conduct Medal, a National Service Medal, Operation Iraqi Freedom Medal, and then a Combat Action Ribbon. It's just different stuff that you do. If you're part of something, they give you a medal.
Alright, did you take anything from the war? Learn anything, any life lessons?
Oh, God. Yeah, I learned a lot. There's a lot of it was just growing up, maturing, and I already done a lot of that, before I got there, but you become accustomed to things, and you learn to talk to people that are outside of your
comfort zone.
Kind of more outside of your culture.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so because like a lot of the Iraqis, they'll be able to speak English, but they do things differently. They have to stand a little closer to you while they're talking. And in a military situation, you kind of be like, oh, hold on, man. I don't want you too close to my gun. But I learned people are people everywhere you go. Like they do the same things that we do, and they just do it with a lot less. I can't think of anything else that was a pretty crazy lesson or anything.
Okay. You guys have any further questions?
Well, I don't know. It's like I can't even comprehend like like going to, you know, a different country and having to, you know, function like that.
Anything you do in life, you know, here's a good life lesson.
Yeah.
If you're doing something with a group, like you're always going to have somebody there to talk to, somebody to help you come up with a better idea to get past any situation you come in contact with. And I guess that's one of the things I really learned from the Marines was that, you know, as long as you got the people that you're around and you can count on them, like you're really not going to be afraid of that much. Like bad things happen, and you know you learn that every day you're over in a war zone. But so long as you got those people that are there working with you, you're good. You know, you got what you need.
We're reading a book for school, Generation Kill. Have you read it? Maybe. Okay.
Who's it by?
It's about it's about the Iraq War and Marines. It's really interesting. Yeah, I don't know. Like, what's some of the experiences that they had? I don't. But maybe he had the same.
Well, he was in a group of First Recon Marines, so the guys on the.
Oh, yeah, it's a lot different.
Yeah. I don't know. There was a lot of really like gruesome like combat. Did you experience any of that or like see any?
The closest I got were, you know, just being shot at, and you know, I never really had a target myself, so you know, I came back with the same number of rounds I left with, which, you know, pretty thankful for. But I was often, you know, you'd see dead bodies everywhere, so that was kind of like the most gruesome that I got from me. You know, you'll see a dog run around holding someone's arm in his mouth. You know, he's just looking for food. But I had to. I was part of a detail that was burying a bunch of dead Iraqi troops, and you know, they were just strewn about on this place where we rolled up, and we were going to build a little makeshift base there. And there's just a ton of dead guys, you know, just hanging around, and we left them there for 3 days, I think, and the smell was getting really bad, so we had to do something about it. And yeah, like there were some dudes that were just blown in half, you know, like their torsos over here, their bodies way over there. You know, just gunshot wounds and needle loaded. And I actually had a fly. It looked like it went in one guy's ear, out his eye, or out his nose, and then like flew into my eye. Gave me the willies. Didn't like that at all. But yeah, that's as bad as it got for me. I didn't have to see any like first-hand killing, I guess.
But, you mentioned like gas attacks. Did you? Was there just like warnings or?
There were gas attacks, but there weren't gas attacks actually. I'm sorry. There were people would say gas because they thought there was one. And one time we actually had a call just because there was dust kicked up in the air, and it got a little ridiculous because you know you gotta be on the ball and you gotta watch what's happening. You know, but you know, there's a point where it just becomes needless to be putting your gas mask on every time some guy thinks that there might be gas. That didn't really happen too much, but yeah.
Like, what's the process you go through when you think that there's a gas attack?
First thing, like if you notice there's gas, you put your stuff on and you yell out gas, and the procedure for when you're putting on your gear is first thing is you make sure you can breathe. So you get your mask on, you clear it out by covering the exhale hole, and you just when you blow out. So all the stuff that would have been in your mask when you got it blows out the side. You make sure you got a good seal by sucking back in, taking a breath with your hand over the same piece, and just make sure you got a good seal. After that, you start putting on your mop gear. So you have your trousers and your shirt and your gloves and there's like boot coverings you put on that are rubber. And after that, you're pretty much sealed up inside of a bubble, like I was saying. And yeah, it's a lot to go through when there's like no gas.
Yeah.
So there's a better safe than sorry aspect to it, but
yeah.
Alright, sorry to be jumping around here.
Oh, that's all good.
What'd you do in your most of your free time when you